welcome back to another episode of the PK Pod, where we all have platforms, but they may not be the pulpit. Listen, today we have a Renaissance man, a force to be reckoned with, literally a talented singer, director, actor. I mean, there's just a lot of commas behind his name. And now he is here with us to share about his journey as a PK. And literally, he is co starring in the hit comedy show on BT Plus, Churchy. I want y'all to make some noise for Mark JP Hood.
What
Welcome to the
up?
pod.
So glad to be here.
Oh my goodness.
This is cool.
This is
It's
amazing.
beyond amazing.
I have an actor on the
Come
show.
on, let's
I
go.
love it. The first actor, well,
Wow.
second actor of the season.
Okay.
And I'm super excited to talk to you
Super excited
about
to be
all the
here.
churchy things
All of the things. Like,
because that's who we are.
it's a platform we could just be us.
We can be us.
I don't have to censor anything.
No.
It's just like, yo, like,
Be you.
and we're a special group of people anyway. Like, we just gotta understand each other because we've all come up under not exactly the same upbringing, but an umbrella that
Yep.
encompasses so much. So it's like sometimes only we understand each other.
Hello.
And Kevin and I say that all the time, actually. We be like, yo, this is just for me and you.
Literally.
Because some people don't even get it. Like, yeah.
But I think what I love about this platform is like we're literally letting people into our world
Yeah.
and showing them like you didn't get it, but we want you to get it
We want you
now.
to get it and now understand a little bit. Now you can understand the dichotomy of how you work with these people and how you go to church with these people and how you
Yes.
treat your pastor's kids at the church you go to.
Hello.
You know, it just kind of opens up eyes a little bit. Like, oh,
I was doing that.
wow. When I said
Yeah.
that meant that. I
Mhm.
just thought I was saying no. That held some weight.
It held a lot of weight.
But we ain't finna go
Well,
trauma dumping,
okay,
you
well,
know.
okay, we don't have to trauma bond, but if it
We
happens,
can
it
trauma
happens.
bond for 24 hours.
Hello. But take us back. Okay, so were you born into the church
I'm
or?
born into it. You can't
Wow.
join in. You got to be born in. I'm Cogic. So I'm
And you coaching?
man, my daddy a Cogic pastor. I believe I'm fourth generation Kojic. What's that? Great grandfather, grandfather, my daddy, and then us, and then our next generation, my nephews, and yeah. So we now have 5 generations in the Church of God in Christ.
Wow.
Chicago, South Side.
South side.
Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear.
Period.
I love the city, but South Side. And so my grandfather was pastor
Okay.
before he passed away. You know how we do it in the black church. It's nepotism. It's
Hello.
just passing down. It's going to one of the family members.
Whether they want it or
Whether
not.
they want it or not,
It's
it's
going to
going, you know, we're not going out hiring. No.
Nobody.
It's nepotism.
Yeah.
So naturally it went to my dad
Okay.
over 20 years ago.
Wow.
And it's really crazy. Like, I like to consider myself, I'm a real PK. Because there are like PKs who just, their daddy was a pastor or their mom or whatever. And then there's PKs who had to like serve in the ministry and had to work and do all of the things. And you know, big ups to those PKs who could just go to church when they wanted to and didn't have to sing or be on the usher board or nothing. But I'm a real PK, like a PK.
Listen.
I did everything there is to do in the church. See, everybody uses the term PK pretty loosely.
They
There's
do.
pastors' kids and there's preachers' kids.
Come on.
So many people are preachers. So people are like, I'm a preacher's kid.
Yeah.
But yes, you are.
Yeah.
But there's a different responsibility of
As
the
a
pastor's
pastor.
kid.
Come on.
Because now your dad is responsible for a flock of people,
Come on.
for an actual building,
Yeah.
for actual souls, whereas preachers can come and go. Like everybody a preacher. You don't have to be licensed to be a preacher. I mean, technically, I can say I'm a preacher. Hello. And if I have a kid, now my kid is a preacher's kid, but I don't have a flock. I ain't responsible for no souls. I ain't responsible for a building, mortgage, money, tithes, taxes, you know, all of those things that
Hello.
come along with it. So I'm a real PK. And not to sound, it's not being elitist because there are no levels of eliteness to this.
No.
There's levels to trauma. And y'all didn't
Hello.
experience the same thing, you know, and in respect to my parents because I turned out really good.
You
think,
did.
you know.
You really did.
But I grew up, you know, youngest of 3.
Okay.
My brother's at the top, Matthew. My sister Jasmine is in the middle.
Okay.
And then there's me. And my mom gave us all the gift of music at a young age. So like I was playing the organ, my brother was on the drums, my sister was singing, and
Okay.
that was Friday night service. Like we used to do a 2-piece spicy, sometimes a 3-piece spicy because my mom played. My mom was
Okay.
the church organist until we got like 10, 12, 13, 14, and then we started getting in there.
Wow.
And we used to do three-piece spicy on Friday nights. My mom on the organ, I'm on the piano, Matthew on the drums, Jasmine singing. Like it was that type of church, you know.
Okay.
And I know how to play the organ for real. I don't really get to play it anymore, so it's really like one of those if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how good I can play now. But
Okay. So we can crank up this Hammond B3 and you.
if it's a B3, I'm foot pedals, cranking the Leslie, like let's go. Like,
Okay.
and I got
Okay.
my good keys. Like if you catch me in any of the black keys, C or F, but if you really catch me in E flat,
That's your
my
jam.
key. I'm carrying the whole service in E flat.
Well,
Like,
listen, that's most preachers' hooping key.
oh man,
That's my father's hooping key.
my daddy preaching A flat. He preached high, and then he liked to modulate. So here's always was my issue. I'm just gonna tell the truth. See,
Tell us.
he was preaching at A flat, but then
Okay.
when he modulated to A is a harder key to play in. So we used to force him up to B flat because the B flat was easier to play in. So he'd start at A flat and then he'd edge up to A, and I edge him up to B flat.
Yeah.
Like, no, get there, because I was much more comfortable
Yeah.
in B flat.
Yeah.
You know, in the musician community, I don't care. Y'all can sacrifice me. Y'all can kill me. I'm not a real musician in that terms. So I didn't care. I was pushing my daddy up one more key because that's the key
what
I
you
could
was
play in.
comfortable in. I love that. So wait, your dad is still pastoring
My
to this
dad is
day?
still pastoring. They just celebrated 20 years Sunday. I wish I could have been there. Yeah, and our church just celebrated 50, 60 years. I'm sorry. 60 years. Yep.
Who's the presiding of that area?
Uh Bishop Claudel Williams. He's the presiding, well, he's the
The
jurisdictional bishop
jurisdiction?
of 6th jurisdiction, Illinois.
Wow.
And he used to be Bishop Bonner, Bishop William Haven Bonner, rest in peace. Um
Wow.
and my dad is superintendent of the JP Easterling district, which JP Easterling is my grandfather. I mark JP Hood. It's kind of like the whole thing there. So
Tell me you Cogic without telling me you
tell me you
Cogic.
Cogic.
If you don't know your jurisdictions, if you don't know your superintendent,
Your
your youth president, if you don't know none
chair
of that,
lady.
you not Cogic.
And all of those people was my family. My auntie was the chair lady.
Really?
My daddy is the superintendent. You know, my mom used to be minister of music. You know, so I'm like, I'm not even just like a regular PK. Like I served on
Yeah.
the district and the state level. I was
Wow.
singing in the state choir as a kid.
Yeah, you didn't have no choice.
But I call it voluntold.
Voluntold.
Oh my God.
Is that not the word
Whoa.
of the PK pod? Voluntold is our word because we don't have a choice.
Ain't no choice.
Like you doing it.
You're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? As much as sometimes I hated it then,
Yeah.
I can look back as an adult, like with macro vision now, and be like, some of that stuff I wish I didn't have to do, but none of it hurt me.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't hurt because I was told, no, you're gonna be on the junior usher board, like you're gonna go back there and do that. That didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
I just learned people skills.
Yeah.
I learned how to deal with people. I learned how to deal with leadership, and I learned how to deal with people coming in and listening to somebody. You know, being told I was gonna play or sing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I didn't feel like it, but I made a career out of this.
Wow.
You know, and because my parents always knew that I was a creative kid, and they always knew like there was never any other path for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they struggled, but they're very saved now and holiness for the most part.
Yeah.
Not for the most part as if they not. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But so there was this line of, okay, he's got to serve in the ministry, and he's got to sing, and he's got to play, but he also is into theater and a theater kid, and we got to have him at drama camp, and we got to have him here. But wait a minute, now that's on a Sunday. So now what do we do? No, you can't go to that on no Sunday now. No, you have to go to church. And I'll never forget the first time my brother had to miss service. He was in high school, and it was some mandatory event that he had to go to. And it was like, oh, Matthew's not going to church. Like, wait, Ma, you going to let him not go? Like, wait. He had to go do something with the band. It was the first time one of us ever missed. And it was like, and there's the trauma right there. Because it shouldn't have even been that big of a deal.
But it was.
It was. I'm like, wait, Ma, you going to let Matthew, you really not coming to church, bro? You going to go do that at school, bro? It should have never have been that. But that's with that whole, that's just
because
what it was.
They raise us with fear and trembling. Like literally.
Fire and brimstone.
You are holiness of hell.
Holiness of hell.
You are going to church on Sunday.
And Friday and Tuesday. Whatever
You're going
day.
to every midnight musical.
Every
shut-in. Every afternoon service.
Every convocation.
You will be
every
there.
District meeting. Every district aim. Every state aim. National aim. I've met some of the closest friends that I have now at those conventions.
Yeah.
Trent Shelby, one of my closest friends. Man, we met when I was 16. He's a little bit younger than me. He had to be like 14.
Wow.
Like Mark J. Like I met so
Yeah.
many people like in church and at these things. And again, that's why I say I'm a real PK because
Yeah.
I didn't just serve in my local church.
You
I
were
was,
serving
I was around.
district,
I was
states,
out here.
coast to coast.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so they knew you were a creative kid
Yeah.
growing up. They knew that you were interested in theater and the arts.
Yeah.
Where was that pivotal point where you were like, you know what, I want to pursue this as a career, and how did you go about that?
Well, I think this is, and it sounds so cliche,
Yeah.
but I always knew, and they always knew.
Okay.
So even when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I've been saying that I was going to do what I'm doing now. It's like,
Wow.
no, I'm going to be. At that time, I would just say, I'm going to be a star. I'm going to be on TV. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
and as I grew up, I realized exactly what I wanted to do, which was act and sing. You know, we had really pivotal moments just as much as my parents are um, holy, well, not holy, but into church.
Mm-hmm.
They understand art. So growing up, we were very cultured. We went to see theater, and we went to see both styles of theater.
Good. Okay.
So we would go see like the Broadway and Chicago shows, which
Yeah.
are like the tours that come in at like
Mm-hmm.
the Cadillac Palace. And then
Mm-hmm.
we would also go to see Tyler Perry,
Mm-hmm.
David E. Talbert. We were
Mm-hmm.
going to see Perilous Times. We were going to see Medea's Class Reunion.
Yeah.
I saw both styles of theater. And that was so
Wow.
important to me because when I went to see Lion King, when I was like 12, I'll never forget being like, man, look at all those people on stage who look like me. Fast forward, I ended up in my theater career working with some of those same people who were on that stage when I was 12. Rufus Bonds was Mufasa at the time. And then Rufus Bonds and I did Jesus Christ Superstar together many, many, many years later. And I'm like, yo, that's Uncle Rufus now. And I'm like, yo, you were one of the reasons. And then right after that, we go see Tyler Perry on 79th and Stony Island at the Regal Theater. And the singing in them Tyler plays,
It's unmatched.
unmatched. I'll never forget Medea's Class Reunion. That's personally my
That's your
favorite.
favorite? Okay.
Terrell Carter. And I don't know Terrell Carter.
Oh,
I don't know that
he's
I've ever
cold.
even met him. And maybe I'll meet him one day and I could tell him this. But
He cold blooded.
when I saw Medea's Class Reunion, I think I was 13. He sang so good in that play. I'll never forget turning to my mom and being like, yo, I want to do that because from my 13-year-old eyes, I saw a strong black man because I always wanted to be a strong black man. He was representing his culture. He was singing hard and loud like they say they don't want the people to sing.
I'm so sick of them saying we can't sing loud and hard.
Man, he was singing hard. He was loud. He was singing with so much conviction. And then his acting was great. I just was like, yo, I just saw this man. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. And I remember both of those moments so vividly. And I can only be thankful that my parents
Yes.
exposed me and my siblings very early, and particularly me because they knew. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I always lift my parents up to the high
Mhm.
heavens. But number
Mhm.
one, because they're amazing, but because I know that it wasn't easy
Mm.
to look at what I call the family business, which is
Yep.
ministry,
Yep.
because church is a business, and
Yep.
we'll talk about that too.
Yep.
But to look at the family business, look at okay, we do ministry. This is what we've always done,
Mhm.
and I got this kid who this boy is for the world. Like he is to go that way. Like
Mhm.
he got a greater purpose than this.
Mhm.
He's got the spark in his eyes. He's got the joy in his heart of this industry. And we have to try our best, even though we don't understand it, to
Yeah.
have him and stuff. So I'm in piano lessons. I'm going to, my auntie is taking me to acting class on Saturdays at TVI. I'm going to drama camp, and they trying to take my brother too. And he's like, I'm not going in there with those weirdos. And I'm like, yo, let's go in. You know, I'm
Yeah.
going to tap class, and they're funding all of this as a young child. And now that I look back to just some, the ministry parents, I'm like, man, I'm
Yeah.
grateful that they
Yeah.
really tried to find the line. Of
Yeah.
course, it aired more on the side of ministry, but they
Yeah.
tried to find the line of like, how can we support him, but
Mhm.
then also keep him over here and what we doing?
What advice would you give parents that can't find that line, that recognize those giftings in their kids and they just only want them to use them in the church?
Yeah, your kid is going to resent you even if they never tell you.
Mm.
And some kids like me, I'm always gonna respect my parents. I have I just come from the cloth of immense and total respect to my
Yeah.
parents. I keep it real. My mother's and my father are my biggest cheerleaders, but
Yeah.
I'm also their biggest cheerleader and critic. So
Mhm.
I challenge them, and particularly my mother because she is smart as a whip. Her name is Dr. Hood. Her nickname is the Great Doctor because she's just always been just a very smart woman. And as she gets older and we start to parent our parents,
Mm-hmm.
you know the deal. I find myself challenging her not to be smart with her, but to keep her sharp, which in turn keeps me sharp. I say all that to say my advice to parents is really listen to your kids because these kids have to go on and have a life.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to have a life that they're happy with.
Mm-hmm.
We see so many kids, well, not kids, but adults walking around unfulfilled, not happy, depressed, and having anxiety because they're not doing things that they want to do because maybe they weren't encouraged. And I am a product of, even if you just encourage a little bit,
Mm.
it can and will happen. Your kids will still honor you. They'll still honor the Lord. I still serve the Lord, although I don't be at church all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is my ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Coming on a show like this,
Mm-hmm.
working on Churchy, that is my ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope parents can really listen to their kids and see a little bit beyond their lens of view at the moment to
Yeah.
see the big scope. Also, man, them kids gonna have to wipe your butt one day, man. Don't you do wrong by them kids, man. Because then what you gonna do when you turn 85 and you need your diaper changed? I'm just saying.
Listen, the preacher is preaching.
Uh-oh.
Because when you need your diaper changed, who you gonna run to?
Okay. Because you can't run to Jesus at that moment.
Listen.
Because Jesus not going to do that.
Hello.
But
I love this. Okay, so you referenced Churchy.
yeah.
We have to talk about this
Yeah.
comedic show on BT Plus. Congratulations, first of
Thank you.
all, season 2.
It's crazy. When we did season 1, I hope that we would have a season 2, but
Yeah.
I just never knew if we would or if we wouldn't. It was just like, yo, let's just put our all into it. So to have a season 2 and it be as successful as it is right now,
Amazing.
my mind is blown at the
Yeah.
reception. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, people are really watching this the way that I watched the shows on BT growing up. I'm like, whoa, like not I'm doing what I wanted to do when I was a kid. Like, what? God, what? So we doing that? Wow.
We love when he does that, though.
Oh my God,
We
don't we?
absolutely love when he does that because it's just like, you answered my
You
prayer,
answered my
okay.
prayer, and then to get to work on such a impactful show to my personal life, but
Mm,
impactful show to people with amazing people like Kevin Fredericks.
yeah.
Kev is
Heart of gold.
I mean, that man right there, I say it on every interview and in person to anybody I meet. They don't make them like Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Fredericks in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That man is a champion of anybody he believes in, if anybody who's around him. He truly reaches and grabs people
Yeah.
and pulls out the best in you, gives you the opportunity to pull out the best in yourself.
There it is.
I always knew that I could lead a show. I
Mm-hmm.
always knew that I could be number 2 on the call sheet, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody had given me that opportunity yet. So here comes this black man to give me an opportunity to realize my own dream, to realize what I always knew about myself.
Wow.
I equate it to fitness and lifting weights because I'm into that.
Yeah.
I always knew that I could push up 225.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah.
You lay down, you push it up, and it's like, it's not a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Because people ask me, like, are you surprised? I'm not surprised
Mm-hmm.
because this is what I wanted. This is what I prayed for. You really can't be surprised at the things you prayed for.
Yeah.
I knew I could do it, but Kev gave me and so many others the
Yeah.
opportunity. He rules with his heart first.
Mm-hmm.
And I know sometimes he'll say that kind of like gets him in trouble or whatever. But anybody like that, God just always got him.
Clean
He
hands,
take care.
pure heart, man.
He take care of everybody. It's a set unlike any I've ever been on.
Wow.
Like it's just I hug everybody every day, every gaffer, every lighting person, every sound person, because Kev has created a community and a universe of just love, respect, hard work, and hilariousness. So you
Wow.
walk on set and don't nobody really got an attitude
Yeah.
because we're not governed by a man with no attitude. You
Mm.
know, and although he probably got the weight of the world on his shoulders and he got network in one ear and LeBron and Spring Hill in the other ear
Mm-hmm.
and then Kevonstage Studios in the eye, like it's just got all this stuff, but he has created an atmosphere in a show that is a dream.
Yeah.
That is a dream to work on. So I'm so grateful for Kevin and Churchy.
I love that. Okay, so there's always critics.
Oh yeah.
What do you say to, let's just, the church folks who feel like this is making fun of the church and they don't like really understand that y'all are literally showing what actually goes on in church and it's comedy.
Yeah, I think I say to them, number one, live a little, laugh a little. But number two, I just accept that, okay, maybe it's not for you.
Mm.
Because if I'm not trying to change your view, if church is just so sacred to you, and God doesn't have a sense of humor,
Mm-hmm.
and God is this scary almighty, oh, everything has to be, if that's what it is to you, then respect and honor to you. But if you can't see the humor and the heart in what we're doing,
Yeah.
because Kev makes sure that everything we do never crosses the line.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even about being clean or not clean, because I think if there's any cuss words on the show, I think that I say them. So it's not, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's not about being clean or not
Yeah.
clean, but it's about respect. And
Yeah.
he like they wanted him to like do a joke where they was like holding communion like it was dice. And he was like, all right, okay, now that's too far. He's like,
Mm.
communion is sacred. Like, we not gonna be doing the communion like it's dice. Like, I know that's funny, but he's like, no, I'm a real church kid. Like,
Mm.
so he gets it. And
Yeah.
so, and the people who are supposed to get it do, and the people who don't, I actually wouldn't even spend much time convincing them, because if they actually watch the show, they would laugh.
It's literally hilarious.
It's
Like
hilarious.
attending the premiere, I was literally like dying laughing, and I was just like, "Yo, the season is getting funnier."
It's it's getting funny. And honestly, the end, like people laugh at episode 1, I'd be like, yo, you got to keep
Yo,
watching,
you got to.
because by episode 4 and 5 and 6, and it's such a short, easy watch.
Yeah.
Like you can watch it in the same length that to watch a movie. Each
Mhm.
episode is 20 minutes,
Yeah.
so it's like 2 hours on your Saturday. If you get the BET Plus that has no commercials,
Yeah.
then you're really good.
Yeah. It's really good.
I'm
Like
proud of
y'all
it.
really did your big one with
I'm
that
so
one.
proud
Like
of it.
so, congratulations to
And he lets
that.
us be us.
Yeah.
Those writers, they write for us. Richard Washington, who's our
Mhm.
supervising producer, and Dave Murphy, they write for us. I'll never forget, on Thanksgiving break, this is like the day after Thanksgiving, so we are off.
Mhm.
Rich calls me. I'm like, what's up, Rich? And it's nothing, because Rich is my boy too.
Mhm.
He's like, man, I'm working on episode 9. We had to kind of scrap the old episode 9 or something like that. So
Mhm.
I'm looking at these jokes. How does this sound to you? Like, does this sound like something you would say, or what do you think? I'm thinking this or this. And I'm like, Rich, I actually don't like that. I actually like your original idea. He was changing it, because it's like, oh, I was like, no, I like that. That fits better for my tongue. And that turned out to be episode 9, where I'm at the piano,
Mhm.
singing nursery rhymes. And I'm just like, what other show got
Will
the
give you
writers
input.
calling me on Thanksgiving break? Like, what you think? Like, would you say this? Like, how does this feel for you? The value that I get around there, the value that we get around there,
Wow.
I'll never take Churchy for granted. Even when I continue on and be in
Mhm.
the Marvel universe and all that stuff, I'll never take Churchy for granted, because I was treated like a king. I was
Yeah.
treated and respected like the man that I am, the actor that I am.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just me. He treated everybody like that. Because if you treat me like that, but not everybody else, it means nothing to me.
Mm.
Don't treat me well and treat my co-stars awfully.
Yeah.
So I'll always be grateful for Churchy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're an actor, you're a director,
Yeah.
you're a singing fool.
I do a little something,
Oh
something.
my goodness, you are fantastic.
Allegedly.
No, this is facts. You creative directed the reunion tour.
Yeah, that's really, really wild, actually.
That's
Yeah, so my title was stage director,
stage
and
director.
I worked very closely alongside with my big brother Kirk Franklin.
Hmm.
And basically he just kind of asked me to come on board, and we didn't have a lot of time, but he was like, I gotta turn this into a show. And I'll never forget, um he and I hadn't worked together in that capacity. So he didn't really know, he just knew. He saw
Mm.
like some of the other work, and he had heard about a lot of my other work as a director on
Yeah.
Gospel at Colonus and
Hmm.
my show He Is a Musical, so he knew. So I remember day one, he saw me putting together the set and putting everything together.
Hmm.
And in like 10 minutes, he was like, all right, Mark is good. I'm out of here. Like, and he just like left. We were rehearsing at Rock Lidditz in like Philly, which is like sound stages.
Hmm.
And he just left the room and let me just do my thing. And to get the opportunity to work with the Cogic icons, the Clark sisters, those are like heroes, like Karen,
Yes.
Dorinda, Jackie, and Twinkie, which is
Oh.
the Clark sister. Like, to get the opportunity to work with them, to kind of like, and you don't even have to do much with them because Maddie Moss Clark got
Taught
them
them.
girls locked and loaded.
Yeah.
They know they set, they got their songs, they got costumes galore.
Yep.
They know how they want to move on stage.
Yep.
I was just able to be like, why don't we bring this down here? Why don't we do this part this way? Why don't y'all take your mics off with this? And, small things. And just to even be able to do that with her, and to really facilitate Kirk's set, gospel music. I'm not a gospel artist, but gospel music as a PK
Yeah.
has always been important to us. It's the
Absolutely.
music we grew up on. Kirk Franklin was MJ to us.
Hello.
Mary, like those them top
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
So to be able to bring my expertise as a
Yeah.
director to a tour of that stature in an arena and just make it big. I love lights. I'll never forget the opening of the reunion tour. All the artists were singing each other's song,
Mm-hmm.
and Kirk was like, this is what he said. He said, I want these like beam 'em up Scotty lights on them. And lights is like my thing. So I
Yeah.
look at the lighting director and I just start talking in my language to him. Like, let's cross light them like this and use those two, blah, blah, blah. Like those types of things were my favorite part of it all. Like, I'm like, okay, we change the color on that light and do this. And then Kirk is so amazing. He's a creative genius, number one.
Mm-hmm.
A songwriting fool. I hate when people call him the gospel DJ Khaled because the man is so
Oh
much
my
more
God.
talented than
What?
just being a hype man. That man writes and
He
produces and
does.
plays every single one of his songs.
Yep.
He can play every song that he
Mm-hmm.
ever wrote.
Mm-hmm.
He don't really co-write like that. That man is next level. So
Mm-hmm.
he's just got the creative eye. So just together we were able to like put together something that was really great, and I was really proud of it. So I'm grateful to him for allowing me to do that.
That was epic.
Yeah, because some people only can see you how they met you. First
Mm,
impressions
that's
matter,
good.
and some people can forever see you like they met you.
Wow.
And Kirk didn't meet me as a director; he
Yeah.
met me as a BGV,
Yeah.
and then
Saw
almost
saw
yeah,
that in you.
almost 10 years later, boom, you see what can happen. So I'm grateful.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I was at the show where Karen's wig
we
fell off.
the wig, L.A.
And the way she got us together,
Yes, sir.
that Maddie Moss came through. She did
Them
not
girls is
lose a
trained.
tempo, a
Nothing.
note, a
Make
key,
facial expression
and nothing. And then did the rest of the show without the wig,
without the
like because
wig
I have hair.
because I have hair,
And it's long hair.
and furthermore, I can out sing the
Oh,
masses. So it doesn't matter if I came out here with. It doesn't matter. Yet, no, them Clark sisters, they're next level. And touring is hard.
yeah.
It's grueling.
Yeah.
Tour buses, airplanes,
It's a
and let's
lot.
be respectfully, they
Yeah.
say it. They're of a certain age. They're
Yeah.
above 60. They're above
Yeah.
65. You know,
It's a lot.
it's hard for people like us in our
Mm-hmm.
age range.
Mm-hmm.
So they would show up and show out night after night, never showing 1 ounce of tired. It was so inspirational to see them,
Yeah.
to see Fred Hammond, a
Mm-hmm.
living legend, a GOAT, and he
Still sounding the same.
still sounded like butter. That man sang Bread of Heaven,
Woo.
still sounded like butter.
It makes no sense.
Marvin, just
Yes.
Yolanda Adams. It's just
The
it was
legends.
the legends.
Like the legend. Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you think about, you know, the controversy about, them singing loud and hard? But I feel like there's this shift that's happening with tours where a
Yeah.
lot of them are getting canceled. A lot of them are kind of shifting, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. Like, what do you feel like the state of gospel music is doing as far as right now, currently?
Yeah, I'll speak from my limited view,
Yeah.
because I don't really know. I think that there is a public wanting of real
Mm,
gospel music,
okay.
but there's a public consumption of, the CCM.
Mm,
So it becomes a numbers game.
got
Everybody is on social media, including,
you. Hmm.
myself, enjoying gospel music. I want choirs back, and I want this, and I want that. But then when the powers that be look at the numbers, they don't see that.
Math ain't math.
The math don't be mathing. And I think that it's because a big part of CCM's numbers come from this thing called CCLI,
Hmm.
which is how churches sing their music.
Yeah.
Black churches ain't using CCLI to sing Hezekiah Walker on a Sunday. So if by the CCLI metric
Yeah.
we talked about things, then black numbers would maybe be, and please hear me that I'm saying this from my limited view.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody who's watching this might be like, he talking out of his butt, like he don't know. This is just my
It's your
opinion.
opinion, yeah.
Black, I want some black churches I'm sure are using CCLI, but if Rick Robinson got paid every time somebody sang, "I love you, Jesus, I worship and adore you," that is not tracked on CCLI every time. It could even be sang where we are right now.
Yep.
But at some of those other churches, every time Jireh is sang,
Yep.
every time praise is sang,
Mm-hmm.
like they are, and I didn't know that. I said, wait, churches are buying rights to like.
They
I
are.
said, no, we grew up just singing the song. We learned it off the radio and just started singing it.
Yep.
So I do think that contributes to the
Mm.
infrastructure. But what I can say is gospel music is not dead.
At all.
Niggas still want to hear gospel music.
And do.
White folks still want to hear gospel music. Anybody who wants to excel in music, no matter what they say, they are inspired in some form
By
by
gospel
gospel.
music.
Even if they're like my biggest influence is Aretha Franklin, you're inspired by PK who
Mm-hmm.
sang gospel music too.
Yep.
Gospel music and church in general. Church is what I like to call, it's like a conservatory. It's Juilliard if you can make it through because
Mm.
you learn every aspect
Yep.
of entertaining.
Yeah.
Of course, singing.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna come up with the best of them singing in church. You know, you learn. Some people perform and they be like, "This is the first time I'm performing in front of people." We've been performing in front of
Our
people since we was
whole
kids, saying
lives.
Easter speeches at 6 years old, performing at the Christmas program.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is learning how to be a public speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't sing, you look at CEOs of organizations, people who are giving TED Talks. The best people to ever do it is the people who grew up in church saying an Easter speech.
Hello.
If you never said he is risen or whatever, what was my favorite Easter speech? I just came to say Happy Easter Day. I think I said that at 4.
You did not say that
On my
before.
soul, I said that at 4. Um, and those types of things are important. Like it's literally a
Yeah.
conservatory. You learn skills,
Yeah.
soft skills, people skills, how to deal with leadership. You know, you learn how to connect emotionally. Like a big part of church and performing in church and ministering,
It's the
Holy
emotion.
Spirit is it's all coming through emotionally.
Yep.
I learned memorization. We
Mm-hmm.
memorizing scriptures as a kids, responsive reading.
Yep.
Oh, how good and how pleasant it is for
Come
brethren to
on.
dwell together. Like
Yep.
that's because we had to learn scriptures and memorize them. Now I memorize scripts. Like I mean, I could just go on
Wow.
as how the church breeding ground has produced
Has produced.
success and how it can. I could also say how the other side of it, like
Well, I was gonna say because you mentioned this earlier. The church is a business,
yeah,
and a lot of ministry families, we feel called. Our parents are called to the ministry, or they get told that they're taking over.
yeah,
The legacy of family church, but the business, it ain't right.
yeah.
Why do you think most of families, specifically in black church, we can't get the business side of church right to where we're retiring our families from it sooner, right? They're not just dying from a heart attack from preaching too hard,
Yeah,
but they're not really set up with 401ks
yeah.
and like,
Well, I think the infrastructure, unfortunately, of the black family has been off in general.
mm,
Like, so, I think that, you know, we only knew our parents only knew what they knew.
yeah,
And then when you then add ministry into it,
mm-hmm,
there's that emotional part that takes logic out the window sometimes.
mm,
And that's how I challenge my parents.
yeah,
Logic goes out the window sometimes. For
mm-hmm,
example, my dad and mom, they pastor. My
mm-hmm,
mom has always worked. She's been a very prestigious principal in the Chicago public school system. Anywho, in our life, anytime my mom wanted to do something for the church or anything, she's always just paying for it.
yeah,
And to me, that was always fiscally irresponsible because I'm like, why isn't the church paying for a church thing?
that's
So there
good.
was a church sanctioned thing that she did last week. And she was like, yeah, I had to spend $1,000 on this, for the church and blah, blah, blah. And I said, why did you pay for that?
Yeah,
I said, you pay your tithes, you pay offering. I said, but that was literally a church expense. And she always says, oh, it's my donation. She's done that her whole life. So I challenged her. I said, Mom, I need you to write an invoice to the church and I need you to get reimbursed for that.
that's good.
I said, because this is a different point of your life. I said, you're going to retire from your job soon and you not going to retire like other people. Meaning,
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you just throw all of your last away
That's
because
good.
you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it's a line here. You're
Yeah.
paying your tithes,
Yeah.
you're paying your offering,
Yeah.
you're giving charitable donations, and you're doing everything else. So I'm not saying take away from any of that,
Yeah.
but like small things, like what you
Mhm.
had to spend $1,000 on, you didn't have to. It's just what you do. It's nature. It's like, oh, I got to get it for the church. When
Yep.
you first family, that's what we do.
Yep.
We just spend. And so I think that is, I was proud of her, and I asked her on the phone the other day. I said, "Mom, did you submit an invoice to Dad, like, and to then get to the real department or
Yeah.
whatever?" She said, "I did, I did." And I said, "Wow, look at you changing the trajectory of family and business in church."
That's so good.
And I also think, to really answer your question, I think that many black churches just don't even have the infrastructure. Like
Mm.
most churches, 90% of churches live how Americans live in a situation like paycheck to paycheck. They
Yep.
live Sunday to Sunday.
That's good.
People ain't people don't got it to give. And
Mhm.
then now we have this generation where everybody questions giving to the church because they assume that, oh, that's for
It's
the pastor to be driving, blah, blah, blah. Most churches aren't TD Jakes. They not Joel Osteen. They not mega ministries. Pastors are spending their hard-earned money to keep the lights on at
their
church.
last.
Their last to bail people out of jail, to
Hello.
keep the gas on. When the
Mhm.
air goes out in the summertime, all
Mhm.
of a sudden, and that's a $3,000 expense, and the offering wasn't enough, who's paying for it?
Yep.
My mama paying for it.
Yep.
So it's like, I think the infrastructure in itself wasn't there,
Yeah.
and that then just trickles down. That's nice to see that there are churches who are really getting the infrastructure together,
Yeah.
and they're really, handling the business portion. But I think a large portion of churches just don't even got it to even have infrastructure, and they happy to, most pastors who are older, they getting their retirement check, and they
Mhm.
just putting it into the church.
Yeah. Yeah. They say it's their reasonable
It's
service.
their
It's
reasonable
my
service.
reasonable service to contribute above and beyond, because if I don't do it, who's gonna do it,
Yeah,
right?
and I think they believe also, and I know that they believe that they're gonna get a heavenly reward, and I think that
Mhm.
that's enough to believe for some people,
Yeah.
And for me, I'm gonna get a heavenly reward. Let's
Yeah.
be clear. The
However,
rapture is supposed to be today.
now the rapture, it are we rapture
I,
ready?
you know what? I don't know if it happened because we're still here.
Uh-oh.
Is it? Did we
Did we
backslide?
miss Jesus on the PK
Did
pod?
we sin?
Lord.
We didn't sin. We didn't make it in.
Jesus. I
Lord,
didn't do my song or nothing,
Lord,
Lord.
I was ready to put on my
Let-
robe and
Tell
tell
the
the story
story. Listen.
how I made it on.
Listen, it couldn't have came because we still here,
We still here.
and we would have been the first one.
I'm gonna make it in. Yeah,
We making it. Millions didn't make it.
I'm gonna make it in, and like I'm not, I'm an unorthodox Christian, so I still be cussing, I still take a little on here, there, let's sip of wine, Jesus
You
turn water
are
into it,
unorthodox Christian.
Christian,
Okay,
but I'm still gonna make it in.
but okay. So let's talk about it. So do you currently go to church? Like you're in LA.
I'm in LA.
Have you found a church in LA? Because LA is hard.
LA is it's difficult. I have found a church in LA.
You have found
I
it. How often do you attend? Yes,
I don't attend as much as I should.
God. My God.
And I just want to shout out Cali Worship,
Come on, Campbell's.
Pastor Warren Campbell, and my first lady, Erica. She
They miss you.
she'll text me. She will text me and be like, "I haven't seen you in church."
That is definitely EC.
She gonna be like, "I haven't seen you at church, Mister." And I'm like, "Okay, first lady, I know." But like
You on the road.
there's that, and then I'm just gonna be real.
Mhm.
And this is something that I think more people should talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about
The
it.
pandemic happened.
Ooh, that e-church, e-member. Ooh.
Online church changed the game for me. And you
Dang.
talking to a real PK who did not believe in what I used to call internet church. When I
Wow.
was 16 and people would be like, "Oh, we streaming." I'm like, "That ain't real church, man. You gotta
Yeah.
go."
Yeah.
Then I was not a believer. All of a sudden, pandemic happened. I started streaming church. I started finding churches. Now I had more of a scope. And
Yeah.
I had a broader reach
Yeah.
because I didn't have to just find something here.
Yeah.
I was
You
streaming
can.
churches because you was just on. You had to pick of the litter. You scroll
Yeah.
on Facebook, scroll on YouTube, and I'm a sonically inspired person. So I
Mm.
started finding churches that sounded good in my ears, that the mix was great, and then the word was great and all of that stuff
Mhm.
too. I found a routine. I
Wow.
was into fitness, so
Okay.
I would go to the gym on Sundays,
Yeah.
walk on the treadmill, and turn on church. And that is
Mm.
religiously what I do now every Sunday.
Because you created a
I
routine.
created a routine.
Yeah.
Even it's not even about going to work out because Sunday is technically my off day.
Yeah.
So I just go do active recovery on that day.
Yeah.
But it's literally like, nah, wake up, shower, go
Yeah.
to the gym, put your thing right there, turn on church, and just walk into church is over.
Wow.
So it's like I still get out the house, but
Yeah.
I found that to be a routine right now. So when I
Mm.
don't do that, I do, what the scriptures say, forsake not the community of people, like to gather with the people. So I still, do that and will do that as well, and love Cali worship and love Pastor Campbell and First Lady. But I really I found a groove in streaming, and
Yeah.
I be getting it.
Yeah.
Like I really like. People be like, you ain't gonna be able to get. Nah, I be in that gym full sometimes. I done had to hop off the treadmill a couple times
Yeah.
because New Zion Temple was going too hard. Man, they was shouting at
That
like
new Zion
165 BPM. Like, man, that's a good tempo to run to. Like, if you run it,
165 BPM. Let's talk about it because listen, I was telling the MD CJ here at Deeper Church because listen, I don't know what he did to them BPM, but he definitely East Coast churched us.
oh man,
I text him so
it
fast.
was too
We are
fast.
a West Coast church. I
East Coast
said,
is going so. East Coast is like into the
"Ooh,
170s, 180s. Like,
it's
East
crazy."
Coast is crazy. They got fast feet.
Like,
Shout out to New York. Shout out to Anisha Figueroa Cooper. They
hello,
they shout fast over there.
let me tell you something. Don't do that in LA. Cause we a lazy praiser. You feel
Yeah,
what I'm
no.
saying? Like we dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, no. Give me 165, a good tempo, and I'm running to it. And like,
and that's
yeah,
your thing.
yeah. So I really have found that to work for me right now.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Well,
I
that's
really
good. You're
have.
still a member of Cali.
Yeah, I'm still a member of Cali. I'm still going, okay, so I pay my tithes to my daddy church because let's just,
Yeah,
family business,
I understand that.
So like people may not understand that. I still give offering when I go to Cali or whatever. But if I'm paying my tithes like off of a big check,
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna pay that to my daddy
I'm
church.
glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because I struggled with that when I found my church here in LA. I struggled with it because I was like, I know that my parents can use the
Yeah.
resource, I feel like more than, but I literally had to be in prayer with God. And God was like, I've released you to be able to sow seed here. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I felt like that was literally, if God wouldn't have said that to me, I probably would have still been paying tithes at my parents' church.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll give them like large seeds like quarterly because
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. If it's income tax or if I
Yeah.
know I'm
Yeah.
getting a
Yeah.
bonus, like I'm gonna give them that. But that I think that's a PK struggle, like
Yeah.
for real in
I
real
didn't even
life.
want to join a church here. I didn't join for years because I was
Mm,
scared. I was like, I did not want to disappoint my parents.
wow.
Like, and I know that my parents would want me to go to church, so it was such a catch-22. Because like disappointing them would be like not going to church. But I'm like, I don't want to go and like join another church
Yeah.
because what about my daddy church? Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to tell my daddy and I'm like, yeah, I got a new church. Like that was
Yeah.
very weird. And I struggled because I was going to Cali for like 3 years before I decided to join. And I finally one Sunday was just like, I'm gonna join, like, cause I do need a covering out
Mm,
here.
that's what
You
it
know,
is.
I'm like, and I knew, like, I'm like, they ain't gonna disown me or anything like that. And I knew they weren't even gonna be mad. It just felt weird. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I can't do that to my daddy and them. I just can't do that.
Yeah.
But I had to find a place to go. And the reason I chose Cali at the time,
Okay.
number one, it was close to home.
Yeah.
I used to live in North Hollywood.
Okay.
And, if I had a long Saturday night, I could just kind of wake up. If service started at 11, I could wake up at 10:30,
And be in
get in the
there.
shower and be up in there
Yeah.
by 11 o'clock. And I'm not saying that I'm a heathen, but I'm just saying if I happen to have a long Saturday night praying or
Nobody
something.
was thinking that.
Yeah, I'm just saying I was praying all night or something.
Nobody. You was at all night prayer.
Yes, sir. Or also it felt like my home church.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
what made me. I was like, oh, this feels like home. It didn't have mega ministry super
Mm-mm,
vibes.
mm-mm,
When I saw that Erica was like a quintessential first lady,
mm-hmm.
Mary
She'll
Mary is my
sing if she
favorite
need to.
artist of like in my top 5 of all time, not
Okay.
gospel artists. So when I see Erica,
Mm-hmm.
I see, somebody. I'm like, yo, that's Mary Mary. But
Yeah.
when I saw her just leading praise and worship,
Yep.
singing in the choir, being on the prayer team,
Mm-hmm.
greeting everybody after church, I said, oh, this is a real church.
Yeah.
This ain't a Hollywood church. I was like, oh, this is just an industry church. I was like, oh, people. But I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
like this is a real church,
Yeah.
and that attracted me to it. And I liked the music selection. Again, everything about it just reminded me of home.
Of
So I
home.
was like,
That's how you
yeah,
know.
I could do this.
All right, so we're gonna play a game
Okay.
because I can talk to you all day. But some of these answers you already gave organically, so now I got to throw some curveballs at you.
Love a curveball.
This is PK trivia mixed with who you got. So I'm gonna throw out some answers, and you tell me between the two choices who do you have. So if I
Okay.
say Cogic or full gospel, you gonna say
Kojic.
obviously.
Respect to the full gospel people, but
Respectfully, because your pastor did just get ordained overseas.
Bishop of music and arts
Yeah,
and
he
full
over
gospel.
you. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, there
He
you
he
right.
overseer and over there. So respectfully.
love and respect. So I'm like half full gospel now.
And you
Oh
have
my God.
Cogic.
Oh, my mom and them can't see this. Jesus.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to start with artists because I feel like that'll be fun. Okay. I'm going to take it back.
Okay.
John P. Key or Daryl Coley?
Oh my God. Both goats.
Both goats of our time.
If I was talking about music, I would choose one person.
Okay.
But I'm talking about vocals, and the other person could sing too. But Daryl Coley, man, Daryl Coley is by far between him and honestly Toney
Oh
are
my God.
two of the best male singers to ever come through gospel music
Of all time.
of all time. They crawled so that people like Zacardi Cortez could walk. Like it's Daryl Coley. But respect to the GOAT from North Kakalaki, John P. Key. Choir songs for days, ensemble songs for days.
And still touring.
Oh man, hello.
Like
we can sing all of them songs right now.
All of them songs. Right, no.
I could not sing When Sunday Comes. He got to sing that.
Listen, because he's the only one that can do it right.
Can.
Okay, let's go here. J. Moss or Dietrich Haddon?
J. Moss.
Pajam.
Pajam. J. Moss is important because he changed the way we hear male gospel music. We never heard those type of effects on a male voice or in contemporary gospel music. Those arrangements, the just what he has done electronically with music. It's J. Moss for me. But respect to Dietrich Haddon. He's able for sure. He's able
for sure. It's so good to me. But J. Moss and Pajam, like I just feel like his voice is timeless. Like
timeless. You could listen to We Must Praise right now and you're gonna be in.
Yes. Love him. Okay. Let's go group duos. Dawkins and Dawkins or Men of Standard?
Oh, why you gotta do this? Because they're both important. I think Dawkins and Dawkins are so special as far as a duo, like what they were able to do together, and particularly Eric's vocal production, like, and then Men of Standard, that's like our gospel Boys to Men, Jodeci, like.
That's tough.
I'm actually really torn because even if I was like picking one person out of groups, like Eric Dawkins versus Isaac Carree.
Is crazy. It's a draw.
I'm gonna. It's a draw.
It's a draw. It's okay for it to be a draw.
Man, I'm over here really going through a thing about this.
It's fine for it to be a draw because you summed it up perfectly. That's both tough. Incredible.
Yeah.
Like we grew up listening to like some bangers from both groups.
Yeah. Okay, if I had to break the draw, just say it and just let it come out. It's Dawkins and Dawkins.
You're really on a roll.
I hate that I had to do that. Jesus.
Real recognizes real. Okay, I'm a pull back. I'm gonna do some trivia for you. Okay. How many Clark sisters are there?
Well, now.
How many Clark sisters are there?
There are 5 Clark sisters.
Name them.
Twinkie, who is the Clark.
The Clark.
Twinkie is the reason that they can sing.
Yep.
Twinkie walked so Karen could run.
Hello.
Everything Karen could do in her prime, Twinkie could do in her prime. Just want to say that. And could play it all too.
Facts.
Twinkie Clark appreciation. Twinkie, Jackie, Dorinda, Karen, and Denise.
You got it right. Okay.
Shout out to Denise.
Okay. Shout out to Denise. Yes. Okay. How many songs does the choir sing on a typical Sunday? And what are they called?
At least an A and B selection. Come on.
You're so churchy. I love this. What time does a shut-in end?
It does not. It doesn't. It ends once they see if you got the Holy Ghost. And if you didn't get it, all right, we'll come back tomorrow.
Why do you know these answers so well? It does not. It never ends. Oh my goodness.
All night. See if you got the Holy Ghost. If you didn't get it, all right, we'll be back.
What's the congregational offering song for most churches?
So new school they doing blessed right now,
Okay.
but at my church we used to do this song called Great Things
Okay.
by DeAndre Patterson. We also used to do this song called What Shall I Render?
That's taking it back.
Yeah. Is there one that I'm missing though? Like what's the one?
No,
Oh,
I was gonna say blessed.
blessed. Yeah.
I feel like most people don't know how to retire it.
Yeah, like a lot of, so my church at home doesn't do it, but for sure,
Cali Worship is gonna do
Oh
blessed.
man, Pastor Campbell come out
And
and
they
gonna
gonna
sing it
remix
so
it.
good. That man,
Bless
Pastor
you, bless
Campbell.
you, bless. Like,
That's one of my favorite parts of the service to hear him sing blessed.
because Warren can sing down.
Warren can sing, and that's another reason why I chose the church, because I love a pastor who can sing.
Yes.
Because it's just audibly amazing, and I love to hear him
Their
poop
ear
good.
is.
His ear, and sometimes Warren get to sing. Pastor Warren, excuse me, get to sing in a hymn before.
Yes.
And he got a
does
different
retch back
approach.
into the
He
hymns.
retched back, and he got that R&B approach, but then that he put that on there too.
Yes.
Shout out to
Shout
Pastor
out to
Baby
Baby Dub.
Bishop Baby Dub.
Bishop Baby Dub.
My pastor.
That is amazing. Okay. This is funny. Which viral sensation sings happy birthday to many gospel artists?
Viral sensation sings happy birthday to many gospel artists.
You know this.
I know this. They like physically be singing happy birthday to him?
Like on Instagram, they be posting. You know what I mean?
They post themselves singing happy birthday?
You know this.
It's like
if I sing the song, I don't want to sing it. I want to see if you guess. Hallelujah. Today is your birthday.
I can't believe I don't know this.
You don't know Crash Cut?
Oh, Crash Cut does that?
Yes, Crash Cut. That's Crash Cut doing that.
Wow, I never knew that's who that was.
You didn't know that was Crash Cut?
No.
Wow.
I just have heard it and I hear the sound like on TikTok, but I never seen like him doing it.
Okay, that's Crash Cut.
Okay.
Okay.
You learned me something.
Okay, you learned something today. Okay, we kind of hinted at this earlier, but which region, in your opinion, has the best praise breaks? East Coast, Midwest, the South, West Coast?
You know, so there's this low country in the South vibe that gets real guttural and real like so there's that you can feel in your stomach. And I'm from the Midwest, so I do believe that the Midwest takes East and West really perfectly and gets a really good tempo, in like the 160s. But the East Coast, man, they get down with the get down, man. It's fast, it's good, they got fast feet. It's nothing like seeing, and you can cut this out if you want to, but it's nothing like seeing like a nice woman in some heels who just really know how to go for it. Like not all wild back and like get what you need for sure, but like a nice contained, like just contained praise, like and fast.
Yeah.
That thing beautiful.
That mean they work out. That mean they
And you probably maybe you don't want to put that in.
I'm leaving that in because I love that you said that. Shout out to all the women with the heels that's getting it.
Yeah, and those who don't, whatever. Like shout out to everybody because I love them all. Like it.
And those who don't, shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody.
But put on your heels and praise them.
Give it to the Lord and your heels. You gotta be up. The higher the heel, the closer
to God.
They don't want to hear it.
Wow. Let me tell you something though. If these churches ain't got carpet and they got this concrete on our 30 and 40-year-old knees, baby, let me tell you something. Them heels is coming down. All right? Like Mary J. Blige says, we coming down.
Yes,
because the way these knees is set up. Come on, somebody.
See, that's why you can shout in old school churches, because the old school churches got carpet.
They got carpet.
So you can really
bring the carpet back.
Bring it back.
That's what we need. That's what we need. I love that. Okay. Bonus round. Who was the go-to prophet growing up?
So there's a couple.
Okay.
So there's Brian Carn.
Ding, ding, ding. Who else?
There is Todd Hall.
Ding, ding, ding. Who else?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to call him a prophet, but he was just a go-to thing who was knocking people out. I got to give it to Benny Hinn. We got to bring him in because Benny Hinn, he was around, man. He was knocking them people out with jackets and stuff. Woo! My grandma used to listen to Benny Hinn.
Ooh, that's good. That's real good.
Yeah, but Brian Carn,
yeah, I mean, he back, but yeah.
I'm not putting my mouth on anything. Respect to the man of God. But shout out to Todd Hall, though. I hear he's official.
The praiseologist.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the
He's
praiseologists. We
official.
love the praiseologists.
And shout out to Brian Carr too. Bless
Yeah,
him. You
shout
know,
outs all
he
around.
be being. Here's my issue, and I don't care. I don't got none of those. Brian Carr
What's
be
your issue?
being mean to musicians. Like he
Oh.
be like the kind who, like, if the musician ain't playing right, he gonna be like, "Oh, why you playing like that?" Like, he gonna start putting his fingers up, calling out numbers. 4. Like, it's just I don't like to see any preacher being mean to the musicians because it's so much going on over there, and sometimes they just really don't know what you singing. Like, so that's not even just about Brian Carr. I can't stand to see a pastor being mean or
Yeah.
like talking sideways to musicians
Yeah.
like they're belittled.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, yo, like,
It's
nah,
a respectful way to do it.
it's a respectful way to do
Yeah.
it. Don't be. He be saying stuff like, "Oh, I can tell you ain't practiced." Oh man, don't embarrass people like that. I just don't like that.
I do agree with you. I don't think that you should embarrass your people,
Yeah, don't
right?
embarrass.
I
That's correction.
think you can correct them with love,
Yeah.
but when you're operating and it's offending,
Yeah, because, like, hug me right. Like, why?
be right, it's good.
Hug me right.
Yes. All right.
Open rebuke.
Pastors, stop openly rebuking these musicians and do it in love. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not right, you can make eye contact. You can do something like, "Is that not my key? All right, my bad." You know, do it respectfully.
Yeah.
Like, please and thank you.
People gotta go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
People gotta live.
Yeah.
People gotta protect their minds. Like, people have to live a life at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And small things that you do can really, like, really knock at and chip at people's mental capacity,
Yeah.
their self-esteem, their self-worth.
Yeah.
And I know in the church we don't like to consider those things because
Yeah.
it's the word and it's church and
Mhm.
that's what it is. And God is gonna do all that stuff too. But we gotta live.
Yeah.
That piano player got to go home with his
Mhm.
self-esteem either
Mhm.
crushed in. Yes, maybe he'll get over it, but I don't know what else he's dealing with. Maybe he's got other stuff going on. Maybe that's the straw that broke the camel's back. That's just like, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
And you say, well, maybe you too soft. Man, it's a hard world.
It's-
The world is so hard, it make you soft.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
meaning, like, if you crack an egg, it's now soft. The world is cracking.
In front of us.
Right.
Listen, I have enjoyed our conversation
This is
today.
epic.
I have to ask you one more question,
Yeah.
because I got to be nosy. So, are you dating?
I knew it.
Because you talked about the women shouting with the heels, and that just, like, in my mind, I'm like, is he on the market? Is he single, ready to mingle? What we doing, Mark? What we doing?
What am I doing? Oh, I am dating.
Oh, are we dating in LA?
Yes, but I say dating because,
It's
like,
not limited.
yeah, it's not limited, and I'm not serious with anybody.
Mhm.
So I'm not serious with any woman right now.
Okay.
So if a woman was watching this, no woman would think like that I'm talking about her.
Got
Meaning,
you.
like, so, and I know y'all gotta ask that question. Y'all gotta
Mhm.
be like, yo, who are you seeing? Like,
Mhm.
because y'all were going on a date with nigga,
Mhm.
and he's married. Like,
Hello.
you know, you
with
got
2 grown kids.
you gotta ask those questions. So, like, do you like me? Are you married to
Yeah.
anybody?
Were you born a man?
Uh-oh. Ooh, ooh.
Like, you got to ask real specific questions when you date nowadays,
And
because it's crazy out here.
you just gotta, gotta get to the facts. You gotta get to the knowledge, And
Because the
so
Bible says, "My people perish what? Because for a lack of knowledge." So come on, somebody.
wake it up.
Huh?
But listen, so yeah, it's like I'm dating, but am I looking for anything serious right now? That's the real question. And the answer to that right now is no.
Okay.
At the current moment.
The current
I am
moment.
so laser focused on my life and my career right now.
That's good.
I don't think I would do any woman justice right now.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah.
And I always say right now because
It's
3
temporary.
months from now, I could be in a completely different space or like a different mental space of like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm ready to partner. Because let's say a year ago, I was like, dang, you know, I'm 33 or however old I was at the time. I'm like, I ain't got no kids. Like, I ain't got no legacy. I ain't got no blah, blah, blah. And then right now, I'm like, yo, I don't even have time for a kid. Like, we've been on a promo tour up the wazoo about the
Yeah.
show. I got a new movie that's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna shoot another project. I be gone. Like, my mind right now, respectfully, I am so locked in on my
Yeah.
trajectory
Yeah.
because I worked too hard to get here.
That's good.
I've dreamed too hard to get to this place where I feel like the roller coaster is finally moving.
Yeah.
I just, for good or for bad, I can't look any other direction right now.
And that's fair. And
People
that's
don't
your
want to hear
truth.
that though.
It doesn't matter if anybody wants to hear it or not, it's your truth. As
Yeah.
long as it's your truth,
Yeah.
we respect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's when it's not the truth that we be sideways. It's
Yeah.
like, well, just be truthful.
Yeah.
Like, we don't got a lot to kick it. So
Yeah.
we respect your truth, and
Yeah.
we commend you for being honest with where you're at, and for still finding time to date when it fits into your schedule.
Yeah, when it fits in the
Yeah.
schedule. And my eyes are always open.
Yeah.
So, and I just, I pray about it. I'd be like, God, whichever way you want my life to go, it can
Yeah.
go. Meaning if I look up and not look up because that sounds like bad, but if I end up unmarried, because the truth of the matter is, here's an exclusive. I don't even see myself ever being married.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I used to. I thought by the time I was 25 that I would be
Didn't we
on
all?
Broadway, married, and have at least one child.
Okay.
That's what I thought. If you would have asked me at 18, when you're 25, what's your life gonna look like? It would have been married, probably a kid, and on Broadway. I am not married. I don't have a kid. I do work in a theatrical space, but
Yeah.
I'm not on Broadway. So, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
As you get older, you see things differently.
Differently.
And maybe next year, I'm always saying that's how I see things right now.
That's good.
Because January 2nd, I could see the world so differently. Like, no, it's time for me to do that thing. So
Yeah.
we're just going to see.
We're gonna
And my
see.
parents, being a PK, they don't actually force it.
Which is
So
good.
that's a beautiful thing.
That's a blessing.
Most people, they daddy and their mama's like, yo, when you going to
Mm-hmm.
get a wife? When you going to have a kid? Blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah. My parents are not like that with my brother and I. My sister is engaged. My sister also had a teenage pregnancy in church. So, like, she's, and we still did all right. So,
Yeah.
I appreciate them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the pod,
So
Mark.
happy to be here. So happy.
You have Churchy that's out currently that
Churchy
people
is
can
out.
stream on BT Plus.
Yes.
You have a movie that's coming out.
I'm starting a new movie with Churchy called Preach, Pray, Love on Lifetime. And it's my first romantic lead. And I'm actually, believe it or not, playing a pastor.
What?
Yes. Yes.
I absolutely cannot wait to watch
A
this.
young, hip, progressive pastor who falls in love with this hip hop megastar, and he gets the pressure from his church, like, no man, you can't be singing with her. That same PK pressure, and his name is PK. Go figure. This is why this is all just too much.
Awesome. I'm
But
excited. We're gonna be tuning
Preach, Pray,
in.
Love is happening November 8th on Lifetime, and then that's exciting.
We're gonna be staying connected. Where can we follow you and stay connected with you?
Mark JP Hood on all socials, IG, X, formerly known as Twitter, uh, TikTok. I don't really TikTok that much because y'all don't really mess with me over there. But I'm gonna keep trying. Kevin says the JP stands for just post it. So Kevin is always like, yo, you just gotta post, just post, just post.
That's good.
He's like, the JP stands for just post it. Mark just posted Hood, like post it. I'm like, okay.
If
I'm gonna
Kevin
post.
said it,
If he said it, but see, it's different when he posts stuff.
it's
It's
yeah.
different. But
Yeah.
when I post stuff, they just want to be like, no, stop talking. Like, but whatever. We're done.
We're gonna follow you on all
Yes.
platforms. Thank you for stopping through. We're cheering you on. Thank you for being a real PK. Thank you for all that you are to literally the world right now, to PK's church kids. Literally, we are so proud of you.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Cogic Church, the Full Gospel Church, all
Come
of the
on.
churches
Yes,
of the
sir.
United States of America, the black churches.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. We're proud of you. And we can't wait to keep seeing you continue to soar to new heights and deeper depths. And we're cheering you on over here at the PK Pod, okay?
Thank you. Just keep the door open. Let me come back.
Obviously, we're going to have you come back.
Okay.
We're going to talk about your Grammys, your
Yes,
Oscars,
sir.
your Tonys,
Yes, sir.
all of the things.
The first EGOT interview happens right here.
Obviously, y'all
Let's
heard
go.
it here. It's going to
Yeah.
be an exclusive EGOT with Mark JP Hood.
You heard it right here.
We love it. Y'all stay connected to the PK Pod. If you have not, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Until next time, friends, stay blessed.